What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the last YouTube channel you'll ever need to visit. I'm your host, Maple Dounut. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You know what we got. We got another one of these rogue tip and trick guide videos. We are breaking down each and every one of the rogues inside of Rogue Company. Now, so far we have done Dima. Go ahead and check that video out if you are a Dima main, if you're interested in the Mad Russian. But today we are going over the handsome former Texas lawman known as Dallas, widely regarded as one of the best trackers in the world. Speaking of trackers, we're gonna get to his ability later. Oof. In the right hands? Now, in the right hands, Dallas can be an absolute machine. A beast, if you will. But in my hands, not so much. I'm personally not very good with them. But I have seen some Dallas mains absolutely crushing it, man. And they can be awful scary if you gotta go up against a real good one. Let's go ahead and jump into his combat loadout. Let's see what we're working with here. First off rip, let's go over his two main choices of weapons. You got the HRM 30KS, very similar style to Dima's AK. Very much looks like an AK. I'd say Dima and Ronin's AK looks more traditional. This one looks a little bit more modern, more up to date AK, I'd say. It's a high powered assault rifle. So when you're comparing the two AK type guns, for Dallas, it actually has a slower fire rate, but it hits harder. So in his case, you're dropping about 19 body damage with Dima's AR. With this one, you're doing about 24. And so it kind of balances it out a little bit, you know what I mean? Like this specific one that we're looking at here, Dallas's AR, it's slower, but it hits harder. So this guy, what I've noticed in my few times playing him, if you're a very accurate player, you're gonna love Dallas. If you like taking those shots from like a medium range to even he can hit some decently long range shots with the Devotion. The next gun we'll go over as well. This is the guy for you. I'd say if you're a fast-paced run and gun, kind of spray and spray kind of a fella or lady, Dallas might not be the one for you, because the fire rates on these guns, all three of his guns, are a little bit slower, but they do reward accuracy. State that very clearly. So yes, the HMR, or the HRM, pardon me, very good assault rifle, I'd say. I liked it. It's just I mainly played Dima, so I was used to something a little bit more higher fire rate. I don't know, just kind of turned me off. But my favorite gun with Dallas has to be this Devotion. Absolutely fun to use. Lever action savage rifle. Oof. We're going 47 body damage, up in the 60s for a headshot. And man, it just feels so damn good when you pop off a couple shots with this gun. Bang, 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 bang. It's a nice gun. Highly recommend the Devotion. If you like hitting those clean lever action shots, oof, that's the one for you. Like I said, Dallas definitely rewards people who have a good aim. So if you don't have a good aim, I don't know if Dallas is the right one for you. Moving on to his pistol, another big damage dealer is the LW6 revolver. I personally love this pistol. 36 body damage. I want to say it does about 50, mid 50s for a headshot. So you're looking at 2 headshots, ding ding, done. And also your tier 1 upgrade gives you a higher damage range too, so you hit him from further, you're dropping even more on him too. So definitely the revolver and the Devotion are usually the ones that I went with the most when I did use Dallas. And so I was very used to kind of I was playing more of the mid to close range with Dima, and so it was a tough transition for me personally going into Dallas, because I figured out that, okay, he needs to actually be further back to be more effective. So I kind of had to change my play style a bit. So it took me a little bit. I did hit some nice shots though. I did hit some nice shots with Dallas. I really enjoyed it, honestly. For his melee weapon of choice, Dallas likes to roll with the throwing axe. I like throwing axe probably my favorite out of the melee weapons. And then for his gadgets, we got the EMP grenade and the incendiary grenade. And I feel like the incendiary grenade is a very nice combo for the type of weapons that Dallas has. So the type of weapons Dallas has is it's gonna hit you and it's gonna do a lot of damage, but it's not gonna kill you. So you go bam, hit him with the devotion or the revolver, toss that incendiary. They're gonna have to disperse, and then from there you're only gonna have to hit one more shot. So like I said, if you're very accurate, this is the guy for you. And then of course you got the EMPs. If you're playing against a team that is very gadget and utility heavy and stuff like that, like the anvil and the trench, you know what I mean, EMPs would be good against this guy as well, because obviously it prevents targets from using their abilities and gadgets for a duration. So it's a pretty damn good useful gadget. Now let's get to the bread and butter here for Dallas. First up, our first two perks, 4,000 perks. We got the padded steps. This is an interesting one. Silence your sounds of your footsteps when not sprinting. So it's, if you're a Call of Duty player, it'd be dead silence basically. So when you're not sprinting, you're super quiet. Very effective, very effective. I like this perk a lot, honestly. And then you got the Berserker, of course, gain the ability to reload while sprinting. Both of these perks are pretty good. I found myself kind of tossing and turning in between. I never really found myself in a big groove. I'll get to one of the last perks later that always throws me off in my perk buying. Let's move on here. So yeah, like I said, Berserker reloads while sprinting. You got Stalker, removes aim down sight speed penalty. So that's big if you're going to run the devotion, I'd say, because your devotion is going to be your, you know, mid to long range shot. So it is nice if you can quickly peek up there and you know, dink dink dink, some fast ones. So Stalker's a good one, I'd say, for Dallas. And then you got Bounce Back, of course. This is a big perk, man. This is a big one. So Dallas doesn't come with life drains, so I would definitely say you got to get Bounce Back on there for sure. It reduces your health regeneration delay, which is absolutely huge, from about 3 to 4 seconds to roughly 2 seconds. So it's a big one for sure. Now this is one that always messes up my perk buying, because it's $10,000 to gain 25 additional armor. So it's kind of like you're gonna see the armor there, you can't not take the armor, you know what I mean? So in my case, when I play as Dima, those 10,000 perks aren't like I have to get those kind of perks, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really mess up the flow of my buying, I feel like. But with Dallas, I always felt like I had to get this armor, and then I was kind of suffering in either upgrading my guns or getting other perks, stuff like that. So I don't know, it was an interesting one. And then we were finishing off with Replenish here. This is a good one for the devotion, because the devotion can kind of take a while to load. Same with the revolver too, because you got to do individual bullets, you know what I'm saying? So downing your enemy reloads your current weapon and restores ammunition. So if you're rocking the devotion, what I might suggest is rock Replenish for your 10k, and then if you can afford it, if you're really popping off, Bounce Back and maybe Stalker. And if not Stalker, I'd say Padded Steps. Kind of help you move around the map a little bit more, because you want to be able to move around the map, especially, I mean, you could play a good flank with this guy, move around the map and flank him from a good distance too, and you'll be a muy bueno. Let's go ahead and jump into the abilities of this devilishly handsome former lawman. So his first ability is Target Finder. Now this one is huge. It reveals the closest enemy for a short duration. You don't know how many times I've been screwed over by this guy's ability. Ugh, makes me so mad. And then you got his passive that it recharges when you down an enemy. So you snap those little fingers, and then you fucking boom, boom, boom somebody, and then guess what? You're snapping them fingers again, seeing the next closest person. I watched the Dallas play the other day, and it was just like boom, boom, down. You know what I mean? He did his ability, down to guy, did his ability, down to guy, did his ability, and then he like wiped the whole team, and it was just like, yo, unbelievable. I think Dallas is quite the rogue, if you do say so myself. I'm gonna put him up in the, if I were to do it like tiers, like S, A, B, C, D, I'd have to put Dallas in like the A to maybe even S tier. Maybe, I mean A for sure. It depends on the guy who's playing him, you know. He can be super deadly. Super deadly. The shots do tons of damage. He can fucking radar you out of your mind. Yeah, honestly, I'd fight the argument to put Dallas in the S tier for sure on the Rogues. Let me know what you guys think. Do we have any Dallas mains out there? And can you share with me any of your badass Dallas clips? I'd love to make like a community montage of a bunch of people just with their badass rogue clips. So please hit me up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for today. That is gonna be it. We have covered your main man Dallas, on how you should play Dallas, his pros, his cons, and all that good stuff. I'm thinking the next rogue we're gonna do is probably gonna be Anvil. I have a decent amount of clips of Anvil, and then probably after that Phantom, and we'll kind of go through the list after that. But I'm thinking that's the next two to come down the pipeline. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget, help your boy out, hit that subscribe, punch that little itty bitty bell so you're getting notified when your boy drops a new video. Oh, and by the way, if you ever wanted to watch me play Rogue Company live, I just happened to stream on this very channel you're watching on. So even more of an incentive, good lord, I can't speak, to subscribe to the channel. So I have been your hostess with the mostess. I'm gonna quit slurring up my words there. I will catch you guys on the flippy floppy. It is Maple Dounut out of here.